Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So this is the one book that I sourced today from one thrift store. I was able to go sourcing today without the kids, so I went to one thrift store, and this was the one book I was able to source there. But instead of getting discouraged, I decided to look at the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of VHS tapes they had there. They actually have more VHS tapes at this thrift store than books, way more. So I want to show you a few of the interesting ones that I found and a few of the profitable ones. Raquel Welch, lose 10 pounds in 3 weeks. Why not? This one's going for around $10, but it's the second one I found of Raquel Welch. Actually, I've only found two, and so far I've bought both of them. So this is an example of some of the workout stuff out there that can sell. Keep your eyes open for those types of tapes. Also, in terms of price, they were selling buy one and get two for free. So the VHS tapes are 75 cents a piece, so I got 3 for 75 cents, 25 cents a piece. So really inexpensive. This is another fun one, Deceptions with Harry Hamlin and Nicolette Sheridan. This is one of those B movies from back in the day, so it's not going for a lot of money, but it's a fun one, and about $10 or so. Interestingly, I found Babes in Toyland again, back to back. So I'm going to send in 2 copies, and this is another really good copy, probably very good. And you know, I looked on the listing today, and somebody actually listed one for in good condition for $8, despite the other ones starting at $18. That's a perfect example of somebody not wanting to make very much money, or not knowing what they're doing, or wanting to sell quickly and not really worry too much about making an additional $10. If they could have listed it at $16, $17 instead of $8 or $7.95, make more money. But I guess they wanted to sell it quicker. Here's another Jane Fonda tape that I found, not going for a lot of money, but is a good seller. This is one that's selling frequently. The rank generally stays pretty low, so you know you're going to be able to move it. You know, I can price it on the lower end of the FBA offers and probably sell it pretty quickly. So my 3 biggest finds in terms of potential profit are this Barney's tape, The Backyard Show, Barney and Friends. And this one is really beat up. The case is in bad shape. It's got a lot of tears and just a lot of wear. But you know, as long as the tape works, I haven't tested it yet, but assuming it works, as long as the tape works, this is actually ranked currently 57,000. And it's got over 130 reviews, and there are only 8 used and 9 new. So in terms of used, there are 2 FBA used offers for $34.95 and $35. Now those are both good. This is going to be acceptable, so I'm going to have to lower the price a little bit, maybe $31.95. Put the photos of it so people know what they're getting, and should sell. You know, 25 cents into about $25 when it sells. You know, Barney is really good. So beyond this, I've actually never seen this one before. It even has writing on the front there, someone's name, kid's name, I guess. But be on the lookout for those. You know, and some about condition with VHS tapes. I read a couple people, this was months ago, when I was kind of new into VHS tapes, talking about they only sell new VHS tapes. And I don't know where they're sourcing, but I rarely find new VHS tapes. So most of them that I find are, it ranges, you know, it's from good to very good, but hardly ever new. I found a few that were still in the shrink wrap, but that's very uncommon. Usually they're going to be kind of beat up because they're old, you know, they're 20, 30 years old, and they've been around, especially if it's one for kids. The next good one is Yosemite Sam, the good, the bad, and the ornery. This one is currently ranked 138,000, and it has 7 reviews. Now there's only 7 used copies. The lowest merchant fulfilled is $22. Well, $18 plus shipping, and the prime offers start at $40 for very good, and then $44.95 for good. So my copy is probably going to be acceptable because it's it's in this red case. It's kind of beat up. So assuming the tape works, I'll probably be able to list it. Depends on how quickly I want to sell it. The rank's pretty good. I'll have to take a look at Camel to see if it's selling, how often it's selling. But $35 if I want some good money. If I want to move it quicker, maybe $29. We'll see. Other awesome find is this Mick Jagger tape, Running Out of Luck. Now the rank is not that great. It's 242,000, but it does have 5 reviews, and there are 15 used copies with 3 FBA offers. The lowest being $24.95. That's for a good copy. All 3 copies are good actually, but the lowest merchant fulfilled is $13.15, so about $17. And my copies, it's kind of beat up here. It's pretty bad, so it's gonna have to be acceptable. But another example of one that I can list for good money, around $20, and it should sell eventually, despite it being in acceptable condition. It's just not that many copies out there, and they're gonna have to get the VHS copy as well. Today was fun, finding 21 VHS tapes, especially finding those few they're going for good money. All told, looking at least a couple $100 in profit from all the VHS tapes once they sell, which is a great day of sourcing. So diversify. If you're new, think about getting into VHSs. Now, the time I'm going to have to spend is not too much for me. Now, first of all, I'm not the most efficient person when it comes to cleaning and listing and that sort of thing. I don't really look at it as, oh, I need to be a machine, I need to knock it out so quick. But nonetheless, I enjoy the process of going through these and cleaning them, preparing them. The VHS tapes that are not rewound, I'm going to have to rewind them because I just prefer that. If I was a person buying the VHS tape, I would want to get it rewound when I'd have to rewind it myself. So I'll make sure that they work, the audio's good, the video's good, rewind them, clean them up, and there you go. Easy. This is my my 7th video in a row for the new year. Started a couple days. Started I think the 30th of December. So it's one of my goals is to make a video a day in 2016. So we're gonna see if I can keep that up. I'm trying hard, working hard on it. Just gotta list these items I've got and get them out to Amazon. So remember, keep booking.